So you want to sell your online business, your e-commerce store. In this video, I'll be going over everything that you need to know to sell your online business. Now, the best thing that you can do to sell your online business is to click the link in the description and book a confidential call in which we can discuss your business sale. The first thing that you need to do if you want to sell your online business is to get your housekeeping in order. Do you have access to all of your logins all readily available in a single document? Do you have access to your website if you have your own store? Do you have access to your Amazon login details, your eBay login details, your Etsy store, all of the different platforms that you sell on, all of the different shop fronts that you run your business on? Do you have complete access to all of them? And that means access for you as an owner and all of the different users, all of your employees, all of the people who are running your business for you. You need to have all of those logins in one place in order to ensure that there's valid usernames and valid passwords. The last thing that you want to do is to sell your business and you can't log into your online main portal. I was involved in a business sale and they didn't even have access to their own Instagram account. They got locked out and they didn't get back in. They were just using one of the editors that they had to post all of the platforms, but in terms of the main account, they got locked out. They didn't have actual access to it. So make sure that you've got full owner access to all of your social media, all of your websites, all of your emails, everything that you use to run your online business. Now, considering that you've got all of these basic housekeeping tasks in hand, the next step is to ensure that you've got your business document details. If you're in the UK, you've probably got a limited company. If you're in the US or you've got some corporation, you need to ensure that you've got full ownership of that, or you've got the details of who owns what. If you're 100% owner, then it's pretty simple. You're 100% owner of the company. If you've got partners, then do you know how many shares is held by other people and who's the ultimate decision makers? Who's the person of significant control? After getting access to all of the legal documentation, you need to ensure that you've got full accounts available for all of the years that you've been running the business. Now, I appreciate when you started out, you're probably just trying to find your way in the online world, making a few sales here and there, but now you're a serious business. Now you're a business which is doing millions in revenue, hundreds of thousands, or if not millions in profit, and you need to make sure that you've got clean, complete accounts for the period. Ideally, you want to have about 3 to 5 years worth of business accounts which are clean, which everything can be explained. In those accounts, you should be able to explain everything, all the way from top line revenue, all the way to that gross margin line, and further down with all of the admin costs to explain your EBITDA and your net profit. Now, if you don't know what EBITDA is, if you don't know what gross margin is, if you don't want to know what net profit is, you just know how much money you're getting on a monthly basis or a yearly basis, that's perfectly fine. That's why M&A advisors are there. That's why accountants are there. So speak to your accountant to make sure that you've got all of those details available. And if you click the link in the description to book a call, then of course you can talk with me and I'll go over all of those details with you too. If you've just recently started your business and you've done really, really well, number one, congratulations, and you want to sell your business, that's also perfectly fine. It's one of the few spaces, one of the few industries, the online industry, in which you can have a few years worth of accounts, maybe 18 months worth of accounts, 1 year, 18 months worth of accounts, and actually still get a successful business sell. You won't be able to reach the highest valuations that you can achieve in the industry, but you'll be able to successfully sell your business. Generally speaking, when you're looking at business buying and selling, then the business should be around in the online space for at least 3 years for it to be considered a serious contender, to be able to get a good multiple. The longer, the better. Really and truly in the traditional business world, and when it comes down to M&A, if you can replicate some of the traditional business world M&A principles within your online business, you'll be able to achieve really, really high multiples, especially if you're doing millions in revenue or millions in profit. Now, what are multiples? Many people, is foreign concept to them, that what is this multiples? Multiples basically means is that if you take your EBITDA, let's make it simple. If you take your profit and then you look at how many years you've been running, how predictable is your revenue, and an M&A advisor will be able to help you with all of this. And then you apply a multiple, and that's how much you can sell your business for. So let's say, for argument's sake, your business is making 500,000 in profit. You get your 500,000, and then you apply a multiple. Generally speaking, in the online space, you're probably achieving around about a 3 times multiple plus. So the minimum you want to do is you get 500,000, multiply that by 3, and you've got $1.5 million or pounds, whatever the currency you're trading in, and that is the valuation of your business. If you're doing really well in your business and you've been established, you've got a team, all of the right things are in place, then you can potentially achieve a 4, 5, 6, all the way up to a 10 times multiple. That's one of the beauties of the online space, is that if you have the right business set up, then you can achieve really, really good exit numbers. So all of that is determined from your accounts. And that's why I say get your accounts in order, so then we can start looking at the multiples that can be applied to your business. The next thing that you want to do is to ensure that you know all of your stock. Your e-com, you're selling a physical product. Then that physical product, where are those products stored? Do you own all of them? There's two different types of e-com stores. Of course, you've got drop shipping and you've got the traditional e-com store where you actually own all of the stock. Generally speaking, where you own the brand or you have contracts in place with suppliers, even though you may not own the brand, those businesses can sell for a higher multiple than drop shipping, because with drop shipping, there's a few more variables that can be in place. If, for example, a supplier decides to stop supplying to you, you can still sell your business for a good multiple, but it won't be as high as if you have your own brand or you've got good contracts with suppliers. So you need to identify how much stock you're holding, and that also goes into your accounts. There's something called a balance sheet, and in your balance sheet, you'll have all of your assets that you own, your liabilities, and then you'll have something called total equity or total assets. Now, that should be a positive figure, especially if you're doing well. Normally, business owners incorrectly actually hold too much stock, and that goes into your total assets number, in which gets added to your total valuation. But that's a story for another day. When you talk to your M&A advisor, talk to me, talk to your accountant, they'll be able to give you advice about what your total assets are and how much they are worth when you go to sell your business. Now, the next thing is, which is massively overlooked by business owners when they're looking to sell their business, is look at your team structure. What do you do in your business? Can you eliminate tasks and give it to other people, and they have responsibility on those tasks? The less that you do as a business owner when you go to sell your business, the more valuable your business is perceived to be. Because look, if you are selling your business is going to leave and you're going to stay behind. You're going to stay behind with the cash, right? And the business owners or the business people that are buying the businesses, they want to know that the business can continue to run in its current form, if not better, when you're not around, when the owners are not around. And that's why if you can eliminate tasks from yourself, give it to team members, employed team members, then your business is going to achieve a higher multiple. There'll also be more certainty of selling your business. Unfortunately, 80% of businesses that go to market never actually sell because of some of these problems. They don't have clean accounts, they don't have legal structure, they don't have access to their passwords in e-com or online businesses, and they are too reliant on the owner. So you need to get rid of this owner reliance and make it reliant on the team that operates the business for you. Earlier, I mentioned supplier contracts. Supplier contracts are really important. You need to make sure that all of those contracts are in date, they're valid, and they're going to continue post-sale. You have contracts with suppliers who are actually supplying your product to sell. Many people, they have contracts with warehouses. Maybe that's 3PL companies. Maybe they have their own warehouse, meaning their own premises, in which they're leasing that premises, or you might own that premises, whatever the case may be. What's the situation with the warehouses? What's the situation with your logistic providers? Do you have watertight contracts in place with all of these people? Your product suppliers, your premises suppliers, your web designers? Do you have good contracts? Do you have internal web design? That's the other thing. The more that you're doing internally, the better it is. Now, that comes with a caveat, actually, because obviously there's always going to be third parties, self-employed contractors that you're using in your business. But the more that you can minimize it, look, if there's a good reason why you're using a third-party supplier, then a self-employed supplier or freelancer, then that's okay. But there needs to be a good reason. Let's say, for example, you're using a digital marketing company, and that digital marketing company is charging you $2,500, $3,500, $4,500 per month plus ad spend. If you employed someone to do the same role and they can produce the same results, your business is going to be perceived as being more valuable if the employed person is doing your paid marketing for you. However, if you can justify by saying that this third-party company that you're using to do your paid ads is producing 2 times more ROAS, then that is a good reason as to why you are using a third-party company, because they can produce higher results than what you can produce internally. And that contract, then you need to have a contract with that third-party supplier for your digital marketing. How long is that contract for? How long are they working with you? And will they continue to work with a new business owner? And with your third-party suppliers, are they actually good suppliers? I'm involved in a business sale at the moment in which the marketing company doesn't really do much. They charge a £1,500 standing monthly fee retainer, and they use ad spend, and there's no tracking. When we were looking at it, they're not providing any tracking details, they're not providing any ROAS details, they're not providing any good information as to whether the marketing actually works or not. And therefore, it's better to cut ties with that company. They've in fact ended the contract with that company. It was either last month or 2 months ago. They've ended that contract with the company, and they're looking to take that ad spend and managing it internally, because they've got people there who can continue to run the business and continue to run the ads without a £1,500 retainer fee. And they're probably going to produce better results, if not the same. Now you've got all of your housekeeping in order. The next thing you need to do is to think about the transaction itself. You need to get your deal team together. We already mentioned the M&A advisor. We already mentioned your accountant. The third person that you need an M&A lawyer. And this is very important, that the lawyer that you're using has specific business sale experience. Don't use the lawyer that you use to purchase your house. Don't use the lawyer that you use to purchase, to fight your divorce battle, wherever it may be. Use a transaction lawyer. You need the transaction lawyer who has experience in selling the business. It can be the difference between getting a deal to completion and the deal falling apart and wasting thousands and thousands of pounds or dollars in the business process, in the business sale process. If you're working with a good M&A advisor, normally they'll be able to advise or recommend someone. But even then, you need to do your own due diligence. Ultimately, your lawyer is potentially the most important person who's going to protect you with regards to the business sale and post-transaction. Your accountant has a key part to play in presenting financials, good quality financials, to present your business in the best light. Your M&A advisor is going to help you with the entire sale process, including finding a buyer, vetting them, negotiation, and helping you with the entire transaction and getting that to completion. But your lawyer is the one who's going to protect you with regards to the legal clauses, that nothing can happen to you after you've sold your business. The last thing that you want is someone to come after you sold your business. And your lawyer is the only one that can protect you there. Your accountant can't protect you. The M&A advisor can't protect you there. They'll help you with the transaction, but your lawyer will help protect you post-sale. And that's why it's key that this person has M&A experience. So all of these people together, yourself as a business owner, your M&A advisor as the deal navigator, your accountant with regards to the financials, and the lawyer will help you get your sale to a successful completion and a successful exit. Then you can sell into the sunset and enjoy your exit. Selling a business is a complex task, and there's things specific to your business which need to be looked at to ensure that your business becomes a valuable asset to sell. It's potentially going to be one of the biggest exits or one of the biggest transactions that you're ever going to do in your life. So get it right, continue watching videos on this channel, and I'll see you in the next video.